Marcel, where are you going with that disc? You are not putting that on again. Marcel, okay, if you press that button, you are in very, very big trouble.
Attention. Everybody stop what you're doing. It's time for The Unwritten Rule, a Mizzou sports podcast brought to you by the Believe Network, alongside Payton Haverman and Kenny Van Doren. Here is your host, Jack Knowlton.
Welcome back to The Unwritten Rule presented by FanDuel. Today is Monday, May 25th. And Payton, it's time to shift to football mode. First of all, it's only us two on the show today. Kenny will be back for Friday's episode, and he will be back for probably episode 2. I guess we can figure out if maybe we just want to make this a Monday thing or if we want to do it every episode. My mic broke.
I thought you were lagging out.
That'll get edited out. Nope. False alarm. No computer. Hopefully no computer issues. Fingers crossed. Peyton and I have decided to impulsively start a new series, and we're going to rope Kenny in. He doesn't even know about this yet. He's going to find out as he's listening to the episode, which will be very exciting. We're going to start a new power ranking series as we shift the calendar and get geared up for football season. We'll do for the 2026 season. The position previews and all that stuff as we get closer. Peyton, by the way, we are 101 days as of Monday away from Mizzou's first game of the 2026 season.
That is still a long ways.
It is still a long ways away. I should have changed the stat to the one I saw about the NFL. I think we're 15 Sundays away from the NFL season, which that feels like super, super soon. Because the number is smaller in my tiny brain. That's how it thinks. But anyway, so
that's how humans operate,
Yeah, exactly.
But enough about the way humans think. Let's do some mindless ranking.
Yes, we don't want to use our brains over the summer. No one wants to use their brains over the summer, and we're not gonna. And that's why if you're watching on the YouTube, you are seeing on your screen. Oh, the 2020 Mizzou football schedule, Peyton. Because the series we're gonna rank the games of Mizzou's seasons under Eli Drinkwitz so far. There are now 5 of them to rank, starting, of course, in 2020, which was his first year in charge of the Missouri Tigers. Thought it would be a fun walk down memory lane. We, of course, were at Mizzou for 3 of these seasons, and it makes me sad that now we're about to get to the number, equal the number of seasons for Drinkwitz that we haven't been at Mizzou than where we have. But 2020, if you want a refresher, I can give you one statistically. Connor Bazelak led Mizzou in passing. By the way, the Tigers finished 5-5 on the year. They went 4-2 at home, 1-3 on the road, and of course didn't play a bowl game because they were supposed to play Iowa in the Music City Bowl, and it got canceled. Peyton, I did not rank the hypothetical Iowa game. Would it be number 1?
Yeah. I mean, the score got settled 5 years later. So. I'd say it was fair. No, yeah, 4 years later. So I'd say if we were to rank it, it'd be up there.
Which we'll talk about. I was at that game I was at. So,
mm-hmm.
But yeah, here's some stats if you want from back in the day. Connor Bazelak led the Tigers in passing. He threw for 2,300 yards, 7 touchdowns, 6 picks. Larry Roundtree had a pretty awesome season, 972 yards, 14 touchdowns on the ground. Kiki Chisholm was the team's leading receiver. Nick Bolton, of course, stud linebacker, 95 tackles, 2 sacks, was the best player on the team from 2020.
Second-round pick.
Became a second-round pick with the Kansas City Chiefs. This should be interesting as we go through this. So let's just dive right into it, Peyton. Mizzou was 5-5. We both kind of made a list, and then we'll sort of combine and we'll hop around the games and click the box scores. And hopefully this can be a fun walk down memory lane for you all as it is for us. I think there's a pretty clear consensus, number 1, and I'm going to go back to what was it, week 3 technically for Mizzou, October 10th, 11 a.m. A game that ended up being in Memorial Stadium, was supposed to be at LSU and got moved to Columbia because of a hurricane. The final score, Mizzou 45, number 17 and defending national champion LSU 41. This was a fantastic game, Peyton.
Yeah, very absurd game to watch. The way it went, with the goal line stop being like the most memorable part of it after just trading blows all day. I thought there was no chance Missouri was going to win that game when LSU got to the one, but of course, Nick Bolton had the awesome read on 3rd and goal, and then on 4th and goal, LSU couldn't come up with a play there. I was at this game. It's kind of interesting to go through these games as well, because in 2020 couldn't go to every single game. But this was, yes, my number 1 pick as well. Thought Connor Bazelak was the man after this game, really after this season. I know the numbers don't look great, but if you go back to the stats, I think Larry Roundtree had how many touchdowns? Because once they got in the 20s, no, not in this game specifically.
Oh,
just on the season. 14 touchdowns. Once they got in the red zone, they just let Larry Roundtree eat.
They did.
But no, this was a hell of a win. The ticket, did you get to go to this game? Because I remember most people did not, because the way the ticket claims work was they just, at the designated time, they were like, all right, first come, first serve. Everyone tried to get the early ticket window claim, and I went all the way to the bottom and got one of those.
We will get to a game that I'm still very bitter about not being able to go to. I did get to go to this game.
Okay, yeah.
So I was also there.
Yeah, this was a hell of a game. It's also important to point out, Missouri was expected to go 1-9 or 2-8 in this season. They were not expected to go 500 even. I mean, it was kind of a miracle. This was the first win of the Drink era. Surely entered with a bang. Gosh, it was not the same LSU team that won the national championship. There's still guys up and down that roster that you'd recognize.
Definitely. Yeah, this was super fun. It was exciting to see them knock. I mean, it wasn't a game they were even supposed to play at home, so it was super cool to be there. Obviously all of these games atmosphere wise are very weird with COVID being, still ever present. So, I watched a couple highlights from some of the games, and it's so funny looking at the stadiums, but yeah, that's the clear number 1. I think we're in agreement on number 2. I wrote down on my list, go to December, the end of the season, Mizzou 50, Arkansas 48. It was December 5th, a beautiful Saturday in Columbia in December 5th. That was one of the distinct parts of this game. It was a bright, sunny day.
Sunny and in the 50s.
Yeah.
I feel like it was. But yes, that you're correct. That is my number 2.
Yeah. 50-48. Mizzou won this game on a walk-off Harrison Mevis field goal. This was a crazy one. I was also at this game. I was chirping with a lot of Arkansas fans because, of course, the way it worked with the tickets was you weren't sitting in the student section. It was just scattered around the stadium. And so I was actually in the opposite sideline up in the bleachers over there. So it was weird to watch a game from there. And there were, it was a mix. It wasn't just Mizzou students. So I got into it with some Arkansas fans, I remember, in this game, but this was a fun one to see Mizzou knock off their rival. And like you said, they've, 5-3 at that point in the season. They weren't supposed to be very good.
This was an interesting one too, because I'm 99% sure this was KJ Jefferson's first start as a Razorback, because their quarterback going into this game was Felipe Franks, the Florida transfer.
Oh, yeah.
He got hurt.
Yep.
So Missouri played Jefferson, and I had seen enough. I had never wanted to play KJ Jefferson again after this game, and they had to play him 4 more times. He was dominant. Gosh, I remember it felt like 4 different times Arkansas was pulling away. Then, you saw on the box score, Missouri scored 27 points in the fourth quarter. I remember right at the end of the game, Arkansas scores.
Yep.
And instead of going for the extra point, they go for 2.
Yep.
It gets knocked away by a Missouri defender. I forget the linebacker's name.
I watched the highlight and I can't remember who it was.
I would remember his name if I saw it. If I saw the roster and looked through the names, I'd know who it was. But and then I realized it got caught. Some people in the stadium, including Kenny, who I went to this game with, did not realize it wasn't caught. Kenny was going, yeah, right next to me. And I had to be like, Kenny, he caught it. They're in the lead now. But of course,
Oh, this is this year.
I was going to say, you're looking at like the wrong year. Of course, Missouri drove down the field. Bannister had like a couple big catches, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Mevis hits a game winner. That was an important game because, I mean, it was two programs who were in their first like year of a new coach. Like, it felt like I think it was Jamal Brooks.
I was going to say, I think it was Jamal Brooks too.
Yeah. Who knocked it away, and it wound up in his hands anyways. Wound up being no harm, no foul. But I mean, it was like two programs that were like kind of having exciting first years, because I believe Arkansas came into that game 3-5, but they had like a pretty, if people remember, the 2 years before under Chad Morris were really, really bad. Like, they went winless in SEC playing football twice, I think. I don't remember for sure. And I think Arkansas had a couple like fun wins that year. So it felt like a big, like, early season early program benchmark between the two. And of course, Missouri won it. We saw how Sam Pittman's tenure ultimately went and how Drinkwitz's is ultimately gone. So I don't know. You can maybe point at this as an inflection point for both programs.
Yeah. I just remember the end and getting very excited when Mevis kicked it. I think I definitely also thought that it was an incompletion on the 2-point, and yeah, you're right. It was sort of the start of what became kind of a dominant rivalry series for Mizzou under Drinkwitz. And yeah, now the guy who was
one rotten year that we're gonna have to go through.
We're gonna have to get to. So yeah, I think that's the clear 2. By the way, we won't take the same amount of time on all these games. We're obviously going to focus more on the fun ones. But what's your number? What's number 3 on your list, Payton?
So number 3, I was actually between a loss and what I ultimately went with. I went with Kentucky at 3.
Okay.
Not like a crazy memorable game. I think everyone's going to remember when, I don't remember who the running back was for Kentucky. Maybe it was Chris Rodriguez. It was Rodriguez, because I know Rodriguez was on the team in 21 when they beat Missouri.
Yeah.
But there's that thing. It probably was Chris Rodriguez. That famous clip where they knock him out of bounds and like the whole team is ganging up on him. It was a nice win at a time where Kentucky was just handing Missouri some of the most infuriating losses you can imagine. And spoiler alert, that did not really change in 21 and 22 either, but this was a nice euphoric feeling. I mean, Kentucky was rotten this year. Their quarterback situation was embarrassing.
That's what I'll point to. Look at these stats. First of all, Terry Wilson and Joey Gatewood, remember absolutely nothing about either of them. They combined 5 for 14 for 50 yards and a touchdown.
I'm pretty sure at one point was like some big time recruit, and it like just didn't pan out. Wilson like wound up having to transfer to New Mexico. I think there was a quarterback. It might have been him, like when Kentucky was starting to get good, but he was just not any good.
Oh my goodness. Ready for this?
Yeah.
This was actually Joey Gatewood's second school.
Yeah. Wasn't his first another SEC school? He
was 2 years at Auburn.
Yup, I remember that.
He then transferred to Central Florida, 28 throws, 140 yards, 1 touchdown there. Then transferred to Louisville and played for Louisville in 2023 and was a tight end.
Yep. Yeah, the quarterback situation at Kentucky was embarrassing. I remember like Bazelak didn't light it up.
He was a 4-star recruit, by the way.
Right. He was a big recruit. And I remember like he did like have a lot of hype and buzz at Auburn. But Bazelak, he was like the ultimate game manager in this. I remember he made like a ton of huge 3rd down conversions. But I mean, you look at Larry Roundtree with 37 runs, Beatty with 13. I mean, Missouri just kind of manhandled them. I mean, it was a fun game. It's not like the most memorable, but there's some memorable things about it.
That's fair. So you have that one 3. I'll yield to that one. I had this one 4 on my list, but
okay.
I will put it through. I'm not going to haggle too much over that. What do you have at number 4?
Number 4, I have a loss. I have the loss to Alabama as my number 4. By the way, this Kentucky game, did you get to go to it? I did not.
I think the only two I went to that season were Arkansas and LSU, the two
really
good ones.
Yeah, Kentucky, I think, was the only home. Kentucky and Vanderbilt were the only two I think I did not wind up going to, like finding a way to get into. But this one, man, I know how it looks. It was 28-3 at halftime, and I probably have a lot of just good memories of this game because it was during COVID. Everything kind of sucked. So being able to go to this like weird kind of neat atmosphere is like an intimate atmosphere. Drinkwitz's first game was against Alabama. We're expecting Missouri to get just destroyed anyways. And they wind up like, they hung in there like towards the end. They had that famous moment where Drink calls a timeout so he can let them run one last play that they score on. I loved that. I thought that was great for the state the program was in at the time. I really did love it. It was, wow.
Look at the quarterbacks. I just
Mac Jones and Bryce Young. Yeah, by the way, spoiler alert, Alabama blew the doors off of every.
They won the national championship this year.
I think Missouri, if they weren't the second closest, they were the third closest.
It was second. I kept track of this because, and I remain so, I said I only went to 2 games. I tried really, really hard to get into this game, and I could not get a ticket for it. And I wanted to watch. It's because I wanted to watch Alabama. It was like still at the time where, I mean, you look at the names on this list: Mac Jones and Bryce Young, Najee Harris.
Oh my God, Jalen Waddle took my breath away in this game.
He like became like I was so convinced he was going to be just an absolute elite league receiver after this.
Track almost ended his career.
Devonta Smith,
John Mechie.
Yeah, like it was. I mean, Job's in the league.
I mean, Dylan Moses is a recognizable. Will Anderson Jr.
Will Anderson, Pat Surtain,
Oh,
CJ Allen.
What a team!
The other Devontae Smith. I wanted to go to this game so bad, and so actually I have it 6 on my list. I put it below all the wins because I was just bitter. But I can actually agree with you.
If people are going to not be happy, I might have Georgia at like number 2 or number 3 in 2022. It might be up there.
I figure that. Yeah. But
yeah, I had this at number 4 for me.
I'll yield that. Honestly, it was a pretty fun game to watch Mizzou compete in.
By the way, Missouri's starting quarterback in this game, Sean Robinson, played safety by the end of the year. He also started another game, which will be way further down my list.
Yeah. I'm just super bitter I didn't get to be in person for this game. But then I covered, 2 seasons of Alabama football, so I guess it made up for that, even though it wasn't Saban.
Probably not as good as that team, though.
Not nearly at the heights. Yeah, they went and won the national title. All right, how about we're on to 5th, halfway through.
5. I have Vanderbilt, 41-0.
Okay, I had Vanderbilt. I had Vanderbilt 4, so I am
okay. Where did you have it 3?
I had I had Vanderbilt 3 and Kentucky 4. Sorry.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't get to go to this game. It was a slaughter. I mean, this game was devastating. Mason got fired as Vanderbilt's head coach after this game. It's most remembered not for anything that happened in this game other than the Sarah Fuller kickoff, which she had to do out of halftime because Vanderbilt could not even score to give her a chance to hit an extra point.
That's what I was going to say I watched the post-game interview of that, and they were just like, the SC Network anchor just goes, "We were waiting to finally see this," which just felt like such a hilarious indictment on how bad this Vanderbilt was at the time.
Yeah.
And this was pretty commonplace for any SEC team to do this to Vanderbilt. Yeah, I was not at this game either. It was a very cool moment. I mean, to see that happen, at Mizzou was, and just all of it too with COVID, and it was, again, all of that time was just such an interesting time to look back on. But that was a cool element of this game. But otherwise, yeah, it was a pretty typical, Mizzou.
Ken Seals started this game. I swear he played in 7 different Mizzou Vanderbilt games.
Yeah, it feels like he did play.
This was also coming off the very infamous. Oh, Mike Wright, look at that. The very infamous
Sure.
2019 Mizzou Vanderbilt game. Brady Cook, by the way, 4 for 4, 62 yards and a touchdown in this game. Did JJ Hester catch a touchdown? Or no, that was 2021, I think.
It doesn't
I
look
think
like
that
it.
was 2021.
So
Besides Swenson catch, by the way.
I'm with you. I'll have it 4. Obviously Mizzou got a big win, which was always great. Wow. Tyler Beatty, 7 for 102 through the air. That was just when they'd throw him little bubble screens and they just have him go.
Yeah,
he'd go run it.
He'd break them.
Yep. So I'm with you. I'll go 4. Cool. A cool moment to see in a game, especially with it involving Mizzou and very a tough look for Vanderbilt that it couldn't come till the second half because they couldn't score a touchdown against anybody that year. All right. So that's number 5. 6, is this just the last win that we have on this list?
6 is South Carolina. I don't remember anything about this game.
So I didn't either. I went back and watched some of the highlights, and I can tell you what the
I think this got Will Muschamp fired. I do believe I remember that.
I think you're right. Mizzou was 17 up 17-0 at halftime, and then South Carolina scored 10 unanswered in the second half. Devin Nicholson had the game-sealing interception. That was the only other note I wrote. Luke Doty threw it literally right to him at the end of the game. It was
Luke Doty starting this game, man. Lordy. He started in 2021 too, I think, but we'll get to that.
Led them in passing and rushing.
What a waste of time. No, he was behind Harris.
Oh, he was behind Harris. Oh, never mind. Oh, net yards. Oh, they were going off net yards.
In the world did they do that? That's so weird. Yeah. Not a memorable game at all to me, but
21 carries for 63 yards for Larry Roundtree.
I mean, I guess that's just kind of how Will Muschamp came. Because this team Mizzou wasn't great this year either, by the ways. But
Bazelak did have a really nice. He had a really nice touchdown pass. I forget to who. I think it was Dove. Or it had to be.
It was his only touchdown pass.
Only touchdown. So yeah. He had a really nice touchdown pass to Dove, and then he threw an interception in the same play. It was the same go ball from 20 yards, and he underthrew it and threw a pick. That felt like a pinnacle.
That's going to be the theme in 2021 too.
Yeah. So we'll give that one 6, and this is where it can get really quick. Which one of the 4 losses do you have as the least terrible?
Besides Alabama, Georgia was number 7 for me.
It was also number 7 for me.
Good vibes going into this. Missouri was actually ranked. They were number 25, I remember, in the CFP poll. I think that was purely artificial to give Georgia a ranked win, but they really, they held tough for a half. It was 14-14 late in the first half because Missouri blocked a punt, and then they had to literally run the ball from the 1-4 times to get Larry Roundtree a touchdown. Yeah, there it is. It was a 3-play, 1-yard drive.
Oh my gosh.
To tie the game up with 2:14. And then one of the more infamous inside jokes came from this year because George Pickens, JT Daniels just abused. Why am I forgetting his name? Who's the corner? What's his name? He had the NFL draft in his I'm
forgetting too.
Why am I forgetting his name? He was just I felt bad. I was like, they need to give him help because this is getting really ugly. Ish Burdine. It says Ishmael, but it's Ish Burdine.
Ish Burdine.
Right down there. There you
go.
There it is. Yeah. He really struggled. He could not stop George Pickens. And then Georgia scored right before half, just kind of tossing it his way. They went on to really pull away. But for a half, it was fun.
That's I totally forgot about that. And I didn't remember anything about this game. And then I saw George Pickens' stat line. I remember this is the game. I remember doing a KCOU show, and I was like, that guy Pickens is going to be, he just became one of my favorite NFL draft prospects after that. I was like, that guy's going to be a monster. I remember thinking the same thing about, was it Freddie Swain? One of them for Florida had a monster game. And Mizzou, I think, won, but it was they played really well. I can't remember who it was. It was either Swain or maybe it was Kyle Pitts, but Kyle Pitts was the 4th pick. So I guess that wasn't a hot take, but that happened. But anyway, George Pickens became that player. So just because he was really awesome in that game, I guess I'll put that as the worst loss. So I'm with you. That's 7. All right. We have 3 games left. I put Mississippi State at 8.
I put Mississippi State at 10. That was the worst loss to me.
Okay. I have a story for my pick at 10, but
okay.
I'm not going to fight you. Let's do that one.
We can do
that one 9.
Mississippi State. Yeah, we can put that at 9 if you want.
Okay. So then that would make Florida.
That was my least favorite though.
That would make Florida 41, Missouri 17 as number 8. That was that
is my pick for number 8. I don't know, where do you have it?
I had it 9. I had Mississippi State.
Okay.
8. So we just
I have Florida, Missouri at 8. Missouri never was really close to this game.
This was Kyle Pitt. Oh, he only had 81 yards. I don't know.
I mean, I remember not Pitts. I remember it being the guy that was. Why am I blanking on his name?
Was it Tony?
Tony.
Maybe it was Tony. It was Tony.
Was really good in this game.
Yep.
Yeah, this game was a mess. It's most notable for that fight right before halftime on the field goal attempt.
Yep.
Then the whole Darth Vader thing. This game with the benefit of hindsight gets a little bit of a boost from not being 10 by virtue of what happened the next year between these two. I think this game is a key part of that. But boy, it was a rough watch at the time. I do remember that.
Yes, you think you summed it up perfectly, and I'm just glad I remembered that it was Kadarius Toney. All right, Mississippi State
is at 9 for us.
We'll put it at 9 as the consensus. That was 51-32. I remember nothing from this game, but you hated it.
I listened to it on the way home, like on the radio, because I was driving back home like after Thanksgiving. It's just rough. It was brutal because Missouri was like 5-4. You're like, okay, they can finish above 500, and they got 2-7 Mississippi State on the docket. It was a miserable listen on the radio because you just heard the cowbells every play. It was miserable because they just could not stop anything they were doing. Bazelak was throwing pick after pick. By then, Missouri's starting quarterback from the beginning of the year was a safety. I was like, what in the world is going on here? It was just a miserable loss. Not a very fun end to
oh my God, 13 tackles for Devin Nicholson.
Gosh, look at the names that we just were rolling out by the end of the year. Mason Pack had to have 4 tackles. Chris Mills, I've never heard of him.
I was just going to say, I don't remember a thing about Mason Pack.
Yeah, he was like a special teamer. I just remember, like, I think they were having COVID issues by then, and it got worse after Mississippi State. But, yeah, to me, that was the worst, but I'm fine with it at 9.
Chris Abrams drain.
That's a stat file error, I'd have to imagine.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, well said. I don't remember a lick of it, and it doesn't seem very memorable in any good way. Okay, here's my story for number 10. I have Tennessee number 10. It was the second game of the year, October 3rd. They lost.
I had them at 9, so not mad about this pick at all.
Yeah,
like it was a brutal game.
Here's my story of why I have it 10, because not only was it just an excruciatingly awful watch. It was 21-6 at halftime. Missouri, did they score a touchdown in this game? They sure did.
They were field goals.
There's 2 field goals. No touchdowns.
No. There was a run there. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. 28-12. There we go. Tennessee, from when Payton and I were in school until that 2023 season, our first year post college, those games were just brutal every time. Every time. So hard to watch. And on top of this, I watched this game from my car on my phone while my roommate was in an urgent care getting a COVID test, and he walked out and put his COVID test on the dashboard. He had COVID. I found out my roommate had COVID, and therefore I was going to have COVID while this game was occurring. So it was just just kick in the nuts, painful, frustrating, irritating watch. So I have to put that number 10 just because of where I was.
Yeah, I mean, this was miserable. Jarrett Garantano, really, getting beat by Kerrick Jackson. This Tennessee team, by the way, was like Jeremy Pruitt's last year, and the way Jeremy Pruitt left
Right.
was like infamous. Gosh, they had Eric Gray and Tyler Chandler. That's annoying. Yeah, that was rough.
This is a terrible one. Yep. So
we're going to most of the time talk more in depth about the wins in these, but when we get to 2021 Tennessee, that is going to be a game we're going to have to spend like 20 minutes on.
Yeah.
Like genuinely the most embarrassing thing I've ever watched, but that's for next time.
That's for next time. So there you go. There's our new series to start.
What's the consensus list?
So the consensus list is number 1 Mizzou 45, number 17 LSU 41, number 2 Mizzou 50, Arkansas 48, 3 Mizzou 20, Kentucky 10, 4 is a loss. Number 2 Alabama 38, Missouri 19, 5th Mizzou 41, Vanderbilt 0, 6th Mizzou 17, South Carolina 10, 7 Georgia 49, Missouri 14, 8 Florida 41, Missouri 17, 9 Mississippi State 51, Missouri 32, and number 10 the COVID game, Tennessee. Number 21 Tennessee 35, Missouri 12 is our list. I think it's a pretty good list.
I'm happy enough with it. Maybe we do move Vanderbilt above Alabama.
Maybe.
And that was a 41-point victory.
I'll yield that. Let's do that.
But
Alabama's that's a good number 5
game. Vibes. It was good vibes after that game to me.
Yeah, I'm mad I couldn't go there. I wanted to watch.
I was very happy to be there.
There was a period of time when Payton and I were in school where you went, or at least I tried to do this, especially with basketball, because I get big into the NBA draft every year. I know who the prospects are. And because Missouri wasn't any good, you would go to these games to watch the other players, to go see, for football, your Jalen Waddles, or like basketball was like, this is not a good example because Missouri won this game, but like Anthony Edwards, or I remember watching like Herb Jones for Alabama. I'm sorry to use that. That was the first one that popped in my head. I'm not meaning to troll that.
The most undeserving SEC player of the year in history.
Like that's what you did. And I wanted to go to that Alabama game just for that. And I couldn't make it. So I'm bitter. But anyway, there you go. There's our draft. We'll do it with Kenny. Kenny, especially when we get to the 2022 season, of course, when he covered the program, that will be a fun to get his perspective on those games, because he would have been at every single one of them.
Yep.
So there you go. There's a series idea for now. We'll see if we'll make it just a Monday thing, and maybe fill something else in for Friday to sort of stretch it out over a few shows. Because of course there are only 5 seasons.
Well, there's 6 seasons.
You're right.
20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
I can't count. I totally said 5 at the top of the show too.
I was going to say, I thought I heard you say we were about to have as many seasons out of school as in.
No, we were there already.
There's already, yeah.
We're there already. That's tough. All right. We will shift and finish out the show with some other Mizzou-related material, not 2020 football season related, but Mizzou-related in Quick Hits. Okay, Quick Hits time. We'll finish out the show. We're going to start with Ken Sports Shorts, and we don't have Ken, so it will be the Payton and Jack Sports Shorts, by which I mean we'll be doing the Daily Dozen trivia without Kenny, which means we're not going to do very good. Ready, Payton?
Yes, I am.
All right. NFL, after 12 seasons with Tampa Bay, Mike Evans is now on this NFC team. That's a good
49ers.
easy
If this
one.
doesn't have 100%, I don't really know what to say.
I can't lie. I forgot he was until like last week. There's going to be a few NBA or NFL players that are going to be like that as the offseason goes on. MLB, a 7-time All-Star. This Braves outfielder won back-to-back MVP awards in 1982 and 1983. Ooh, Braves.
Is it like Pennington? I thought he played third base. Wouldn't have been Lonnie Smith. Wouldn't have been David Justice. I think it has to be Pennington.
What's Pennington's first name? Chad?
Cliff, I think, or Pendleton, maybe.
Cliff Pennington?
No, I think it's Cliff Pennington. Wait.
QP Pennington?
I'm just gonna look up. I'm gonna look up how you spell his name. Okay, I'm not gonna look up and I'll admit if I'm wrong here.
All right. I'm just. Oops.
Cliff. But I also thought he played third base. Oh, it's not Cliff Pennington. Cliff Pennington is a different guy. Pendleton Braves.
Jim Pendleton?
Is it Terry Pendleton?
Terry Pendleton?
But he definitely played third. So put it because that's who I thought it was, but that's not right.
Okay.
I don't know who won MVP.
NHL. The Hurricanes lost the Eastern Conference Finals 3 times since 2019, twice to the Panthers and once to this team in 2019. Is this the Lightning?
Yes. 19.
Right? Didn't the Lightning
No. Wait. Bruins.
Okay.
Because that was the
good call.
Gloria year. Yeah.
Okay. Geography. What is the second most populated state in the Pacific time zone? Ooh.
So that leaves. It's got to be Washington.
So
I don't think there's any other option over there.
I'll go with it. Nice. Oh my God. It's for the YouTube viewers, celebrity mashup. Who are these two people?
Gordon Ramsay and someone. Or no, that's Sean Penn. I don't know. I don't know celebrity faces.
Oh, that is Sean. I think that is Sean Penn. I think you nailed that.
I thought it was Gordon Ramsay at first, so not particularly.
How does Sean Penn spell his name? Oh, it is the regular Sean. Oh my gosh.
Do you have any idea who the face is? By the way, this is one of the more lazy crops they've done.
Yeah, this is not. They did not really try to actually make this look like a person.
Yeah, this does not look good.
Oh, I know the face. But I'm not do it right now. She in. I'm gonna think of a movie. Anyway,
I don't know
this one.
I cannot help you here.
That's not right, but we're just gonna go with it. Chain restaurants. An ice cream cone found on signs of this growing fast food chain with red and white color scheme is known for its steak burgers and cold treats.
Freddy's. Wait.
Is this Freddy's?
Yes, it's definitely Freddy's because they have steak burgers. Yeah. And I love Freddy's.
We got 4. Television. Tracker and CIA are shows that air on which major network? Come on now. I watch NFL football.
Yep.
This is movies. Jamie Foxx won Best Actor Oscar for this 2004 biographical drama following a famous musician. Okay.
Great movie.
I'll have to watch. I haven't seen it.
Wow, we have 6 right now, and I got one that I.
And we're gonna get this one. This band won Best Rock Song at the 2015 Grammys for their hit song "Ain't It Fun." Do you know, Peyton?
It's Paramore.
It is Paramore.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Wow, I am pissed. I don't know the name.
Do you think you can get the baseball or no?
I don't, honestly. I can't think of who it is.
Let's see.
I'm gonna feel like an idiot when I see it. I know for a fact.
Let's do the mashup first. Kristen Stewart. I did know her face. I couldn't remember her name. I did know that. We got Sean Penn though. Good job.
Yeah.
And then MLB, ready? Dale Murphy.
Dale Murphy. Oh my God.
It's tough.
That is a bad whiff by me. Pendleton won his MVPs in the 90s, I think. And I knew he played third base, but I was like, oh, maybe he played outfield back then. I don't know.
I luckily don't get to. I don't need to feel bad.
Whatever. 7 out of 9 is good. Kenny's probably going to be real mad at me for not knowing Dale Murphy.
That is the problem. Is you're gonna get crap for that one you missed specifically, even though we had a very good quiz overall. So that's
that's rough. I should have known Dale Murphy. That's a bad miss on my part.
It's all right. You get him next time. Tigers in the Wild.
Tiger in the Wild is going to be, for me, or Kenny, technically, by way of me sending it and saying, if you need one, is going to be Chris Patterson. Chris Patterson is the first Missouri baseball player to announce his intentions to enter the portal. He played 2 years at Missouri and also played a little bit in the Appalachian League, which is a cool summer league. His stats this year had a 730 OPS, bat 237, I don't think he played a whole ton. He didn't meet the minimum requirement of 2 plate appearances a game and 75% of games played. But still, I do think he played a fair amount. Let me see if I can find out how many ABs he took. Yeah, he took 76 ABs, so pretty regular fixture of the lineup, but he is moving on.
First one in the portal for Kerrick Jackson, who we're going to talk about more in a second. But first, your Tiger in the Wild, Payton.
My Tiger in the Wild. Shout out Aaron Ladd for tweeting this. Mizzou alum Camilla Fowler. Sorry, I almost said Flower. Camilla Flower.
You did say it. You just said it.
Dang it. Camilla Fowler.
There you go.
Wins the second ever Weenie 500. She's the second Tiger to claim, quote, top dog after Maddie Myers won last year. So we've seen that Weenie mobile
a lot,
by Speaker Circle a lot. So good to know that it's making an impact on Mizzou students, and now we're the best weenies.
Yeah, are we a wiener dog racing school? Because that's back-to-back years.
A nuclear power plant, chess,
not a substation,
disc golf, weenie school.
Weenie school. Yep.
We're Murr research enthusiasts here.
Hang the banner. So I didn't look into this. They were in the video. They boo when the New York dog crosses the line. I think we also are the bad boy. We might be the bad boys of the Wienermobile race. I don't know.
Why do they boo? I
don't know.
The world is invested enough.
I don't think the sound will come through, but they do boo.
Who is invested enough in this to boo the New York dog?
I don't know. They were getting because they boo, and then the chili dog almost passes, and they start cheering, and then the New York dog crosses, and they boo again.
They all look the same. Why does it even matter?
I don't know. Maybe
they're mad we're the best weenies.
Camilla Fowler has made some enemies in the weenie racing world. I don't know.
Fowler, not Flower.
I don't know.
Sorry, Camilla, for butchering your name twice.
Congrats on the win. We would never boo you as a Mizzou alum. My Tiger in the Wild, I said it, is going to be Kerrick Jackson. This comes from Kendall Rogers over from D1 Baseball. Sources: Mizzou baseball head coach Kerrick Jackson is expected to return for his 4th season as head coach of the program. Jackson's Tigers had a tough 2025 campaign, but showed clear improvement in 2026. I'm expecting Missouri to very much ramp up internal support for the program as well. So Kerrick Jackson, at least reportedly, coming back to Mizzou. Payton.
I'm not shocked. I kind of think nobody should be by this. It's expensive to get rid of them, for one, and I think that might, as sad as it sounds, I think that may be the biggest decider. They did get better this year. They, of course, won their first SEC tournament game in 9 years. They doubled their SEC win total, which, yes, was 3-6, but still. There's some fun young players on the team. Caden Pierre, I know, is a big one. Wojta is a guy that I know people like. Durnan came on late in the year. At least he stood out late in the year to me. I don't know if he was consistent all year. I won't lie. I wasn't watching end to end this year. But I'm really not shocked. We'll see if that Missouri ramping up internal support thing comes to pass or not. I know some people are also speculating they're just positioning themselves for Tony Vitello. Should he become available next year? I just don't know why he'd want this job. He could get any job he wants in the SEC in theory. So we'll see what happens. Honestly, it'd probably just be for the best for Missouri to take another step forward under Kerrick, and maybe just, I don't know. We've talked about it ad nauseum on this show before. Missouri is just not equipped to really be much of a factor in the SEC in baseball. It is a league that has more than passed them by. I mean, they were facing an uphill battle the moment they landed in the SEC in baseball.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's by far the sport that has suffered the most from the move in the decade plus since it happened. Yeah, it is bummer. But Kerrick, I mean, yeah, some good progression. We'll see how it goes in 2026, 27. But hopefully he doesn't lose too many players or any of those young guys that Payton mentioned to the portal. But he is reportedly coming back to Mizzou, and we'll shift over to headlines. I can share Kenny's headline for this week. It comes from his website, after all, and Kyle from his website. Reworked contract details for Mizzou football assistants. It's that time of year. Some assistants under Eli Drinkwitz got a few raises. Brian Early, Curtis Looper, Al Pogue, Derek Nicholson, Jacob Peeler, and Jacob Euro. We also got Garrett Riley's first deal with Mizzou, 2 years, $120,000 per year. Also a good reminder that Garrett Riley is on Mizzou's staff, which cool. Mm-hmm. John Popouchis got a 3-year deal. Chip Lindsey, 3-year deal for $3.8 million. And Alex Atkins is signed through 2028 as well. So locking down the coaches here, Payton.
Yeah, not a shocker to me to see a lot of these guys getting raises, especially when you consider, I think that was a big part of Drink's deal, was getting that big salary upgrade for his staff. I believe it put them in like the top half of the conference and like top. I'd have to go back and find the number. It was a very shocking to me because I've always been a rather big fan of Drinkwitz's staff building ability. I think it's been what's served him really well for the most part. You can say what you will about Kirby Moore. By the end, that was a home run hit for them in 2023 in particular. He's gotten the defensive coordinator right certainly the last 2 times. It doesn't shock me to see him rewarding these guys. I mean, Looper in particular, I think they will do everything they can to keep him here forever. It's also fun to see kind of the new staff roles because I know they probably had Sean Gleason working with as the de facto quarterbacks coach last year, but I don't think he was officially named that. So to have the OC and QB coach roles really finally officially split, when you remember Drinkwitz was kind of juggling all 3 of OC, head coach, and QB at one time, kind of shows the growth in the coaching staff since he's gotten here.
Yeah,
I would have still also have liked to have seen what a couple of other guys were making. I know there's some recruiting guys like LeVron Harbin, I think that's his name. Chop is his nickname. If Kenny were on here, he'd be able to enlighten us more about that. But I am curious on what those kind of expanded new support roles are making as well.
Yeah, it's the divvying up of roles for Drinkwitz, especially on offense. And yeah, we'll see what Chip Lindsey can make of Mizzou's offense next year. I'm excited. I'm intrigued. It's going to be an interesting year.
LeVorn Harbin, by the way. That's who I was referring to.
Got it. Yeah, I think he's got a good, he's surrounded by good staff, and that is what's helped make Drinkwitz into what he is and what he has been and the success he's brought. And it's good to see those guys continue to get locked down. And like you said, that promise of more money for the staffers to keep them around, especially guys like Looper, is huge for Mizzou's
big raise for early. Jeez.
Stable future.
Not saying he doesn't serve it, but wow.
It's true. Yeah.
100K.
Shout out. Pays to be good at knowing football. Payton, your headline.
My headline going to be Knicks overwhelm Cavaliers again to take 3-0 series lead. If you're looking for a Mizzou connection, Jordan Clarkson's on the team, so there you go. Landry Shamet is also from the state of Missouri, I believe. Or went to high school there, at least. So, yeah. I mean, the Knicks they've won, 10 postseason games in a row?
Yep, 10 in a row.
It's Knicks time.
Yeah. Cleveland. Yeah, the Cavs really shot themselves in the foot blowing that game 1 and have not been able to recover. But the Knicks are a wagon. I mean, to do this to Cleveland too, and if they can get that sweep, you can't count them out against either the Spurs or the Thunder, which have a pivotal game for actually Sunday night when we're recording this. So it'll be really interesting to see if the Thunder can go up 3-1 and maybe kind of start to put the Spurs away, or if that's going to go the distance. But especially if it does, and then you're playing a Knicks team that has just been cruising along. It's been pretty crazy to watch them just dominate people. I like this Knicks team too. We said it on Friday's show when we were talking about the playoffs. It was a good game into the third quarter, and then the Knicks, they did kind of what the Thunder do to people. They just go on a run and just pull away. You just can't. You cannot stay with them right now. Not that Jordan Clarkson hasn't been a very big part of that, but he's got 16 minutes in game 2 because he probably had to because they were all tired for OT. My headline comes from ESPN. I'm calling back to the thing I brought up on Friday's show. The headline reads as follows: Tottenham salvage Premier League status, avoid relegation. I brought it up to you guys. It would have been a big deal if Tottenham had gone down from the English Premier League in soccer to the second division. They didn't. Sunday morning was the last day of the season. All the teams played at the same time. They got a 1-0 win. So their disaster nightmare scenario is avoided.
My dogs are going ballistic.
They're excited. Tottenham's staying up.
Yeah, they're big hot Spurs fans. Yeah, that sucks. I kind of wanted to see what would have happened, a name I actually know getting relegated.
I was gonna say it. I in a group chat that we're both in, I saw a lot of texts about it this morning. People were paying attention. I was like, well, it's a story. It reached that kind of status where people are following. But yeah, no, so they survived West Ham United, which is not a super small club themselves. They have a big stadium. Have been in the Premier League for 14 years, and they are the ones going down as the last team, along with, do you remember Payton?
Wrexham.
No, Wrexham is already in the Championship, the one below.
I don't know.
The other two. You guessed them last time. You did so well.
Wolverhampton.
Wolves is one of them. JJ Watt. Team he owns. No?
West Ham.
Was Wolves and West Ham.
Wolves, West Ham. I did guess this last time.
You did. You got both of them.
Everton. There's Leicester, but that's not, no. Who is it? I don't remember.
Burnley is the other one.
Burnley
and Wolves actually played each other today. The two already officially relegated teams just played a meaningless game.
They were just playing for funsies.
Yep. They tied 1-1 too. Very fitting.
How often does Wolverhampton get relegated?
So
often that they're not in the Premier League.
Yeah, they found they were a really trendy team for a while when they first came up. Gosh, maybe 6 years ago. And had found some stability, and it just started to kind of trend down, and are gonna have to reset a little bit. I have to see how long. I can't remember off the top of my head how long they were in the Prem. They were last in the Championship. Yeah, 17-18. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 8 years they've spent in the Prem, but they went 7th, 13th, 10th, 13th, 14th, 16th, and now they're going down.
I see.
Finished last with 20 points. All right, so there you go. Tottenham stayed up. I know everyone was very excited about that.
On the edge of their seat on this Mizzou podcast about Tottenham.
Yes, indeed. Wrap our show up, Payton.
2019 Washington National of the Week. We're going to go with Jan Gomes, a name that Kenny is certainly familiar with. Jan Gomes was on the Nationals for actually 3 seasons. His first was in 2019, where he slashed 223, 316, 389 for a 704 OPS. Not a very, I don't even remember if he was their main starter in the postseason. He did play in 97 games, so he probably was. But yeah, Jan Gomes lasted through 2021 before he was traded to the Oakland Athletics before finishing his career with the Chicago Cubs. Also a longtime Cleveland Guardian. I think he was a Guardian at one point. I don't remember when they changed the name officially. But he started his career in Toronto as well. So there you go. Jan Gomes, 2019 Washington National League. Do you have any Jan Gomes fun facts you'd like to throw in?
I did know who that was. When you said his name, I was like, oh yeah, I remember him. So
And then, oh yeah, I have another segment I do normally, don't I? This one comes from our favorite TV series, The Today Show. Knowlton,
Yes.
how do bees get to school?
The buzz.
Yes, the school buzz. There you go.
There we go. We were in our bag today. I got the joke. We did well on the Daily Dozen. We came up with a new segment. This is good. This is good progress for us.
Take that, Kenny.
Yeah. Who needs you? Just kidding. We need you. Please come back. Please come back.
Come back home, Kenny. It's time to come home.
We will see you all Friday. We'll see if we do episode 2 of the Drinkwitz era games draft, or if we'll make that. I'm leaning toward making that the Monday show segment.
Right.
But we'll see. We'll see what we do. We'll see what happens. Maybe some more news will break, and we'll be here to report and talk all about it right here on the Unwritten Rule. Thank you everyone for watching, listening, Spotify, YouTube, all that stuff. Comment things, follow, subscribe, like, do it all. And thank you to FanDuel. And we will see you all next time.